breaking down Proverbs 21. We're going to break down Proverbs 21, just a random chapter that I've been reading that is very profound to me, and I hope it brings you great understanding. Let's get into it. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. That verse, man, is profound, especially in the world we live in today, because it just reminds us that every world leader, every king, every person who's in power, that God is still in control and is turning their heart and moving them to accomplish his will, which we know his will is perfect. Verse 2, every way of man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. So you may be feeling right in your mind, or you may felt like something was right, or you may have even done something, but the Lord's checking your heart. He's checking that inner man that's within you, to see if it's really genuine, if it's really sincere, because that is still a quality that has to be had by man in order to accomplish a godly goal. Verse 3, to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice, and high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only want. So the diligent man, the consistent man, the man that consistently does right, consistently works, consistently does the things that's necessary, whether it's in your job, whether it's in your personal life, and with God, most definitely, you will be plenteous. But the one that's hasty, the one that's trying to get fast wealth, the one that's always moving about, a busybody, so to speak, yeah, you're going to come to only want. And we see that in our world. Those that try to get fast money end up in jail, end up dead. Those that try to get things, you usually compromise when you try to do things fast. So let's move on to verse 6. The getting of treasure by a lying tongue is vanity, tossed to and fro of them that seek death. That's heavy. Remember that. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is vanity. It's nothing. And you're going to be tossed to and fro of them that seek death. That's what comes with that, death. Verse 7. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them. Shall destroy them. Don't fret. We know things ain't right today. But guess what? The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them. The Lord's words cannot come back void, because they refuse to do judgment. Judgment meaning, in this sense, to do right. Verse 8, the way of man is froward and strange. That word froward means to be crooked, to be perverted. And we know it. We all have intrusive thoughts. We all have crooked ways and perverted ways about us. And this world ain't helping either with all the things that it promotes to us on a daily basis, whether it's on a commercial, whether it's in music, whether it's just on you doing your work on a computer, and just an ad pops up and it's something perverted or corrupted. Verse 8 continued, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. We all know, everybody who's grown up in any place, you know that one person that just can't go throughout the day without doing something bad, without doing what's necessary to cause harm to someone. In the middle of that verse 10, His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. You can't find no favor in somebody who wants to do evil all day. It just don't work that way. You can't trust him. You can't trust his word. He only feels happiness when he's doing evil, or she. Um, verse 11. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise. And when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. Right? It's wise to listen, to right, to just knowledge. It's wise to examine yourself after receiving instruction that you could do right. You know, when you let's break it down to modern terms. When you buy something new and you got to build it, you take the instruction to build it. You don't just go off on your own way and try to make things fit in places that they're not supposed to fit, because then it's going to compromise whatever you're building. The structure won't be strong. Let's go down to verse 12. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked. You wisely consider it. You know that wicked house. You know the wicked people. So you wisely consider it. You see all the evil things that happen to them over time. You see all the distress and failure and grief and strife that they have. And you consider that house. And then you watch this last part in the middle of verse 12. But God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. So you see them and all their gain and their evil deeds, and then you see the overthrowing of them. I know I have in my life. Verse 13. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. That's deep right there. Don't act like you can't hear when someone's poor. Don't act like you didn't hear the man on the side of the street ask you for $1. Who cares what he's gonna do with it, right? We in a bigger race. We storing treasures in a higher place than just your bank account or in your pocket. And when you hear that man or that woman that's poor, don't close your ears to them. Don't plug your ears to them. Give them what they ask if you're capable of it, and let God do the rest. Because we don't want God's ears plugged up to hearing us, because we gonna cry out. At least I am. Verse 14. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom of strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, to do right, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity, those who are working sin. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. When you wander out of what is understanding? Understanding meaning the ways of God, the fear of God. When you wander out of that way, then you're seeking death, because that's what you have coming, death. You're disobedient to God. So the only thing that you're working toward in your disobedience is death. Let's pick this up at verse 17. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. Why? Why should the person that loves pleasure be a poor man? Well, let's think about this. When you love pleasure, you're less likely to do hard things like work. Pleasure is something that is going to take your resources, not necessarily give you resources. And it's also going to compromise you and cause you to commit iniquity or sin, right? So if you're constantly seeking pleasure, you're digging yourself a hole, because this world ain't the way God made this world. It's not all based on pleasure. It's based on work. It's based on reward. It's based on work. It's based on reward. And it's all proportional. All right, middle of verse 17. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. Right? It goes into those pleasures. The drunkard, one who loves wine. The oil is the pleasure. Let's say you want to spend all your money on clothes and shoes and expensive colognes or perfumes or purses. What are you going to end up with? No money, because those things are not profitable. Those things don't sustain life. Excuse me. Verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. Yes, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous. The wicked gets nothing in the end. The righteous gets everything. 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Words is what gets us in trouble. This tongue is a mighty sword, and we got to watch it. It causes wars. It kills people. It steals from people. It's a mighty sword. 24. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. Man, pride. And then happy to do it. Then happy to do iniquity. Man, that's a dangerous man. And that's a dangerous place to be, because you only have death coming to you. 25. The desire of the slothful meaning lazy, killeth him. For his hands refuse to labor. His hands refuse to work. Come on. You got to work. Work and pleasure. Work and reward. It's a balance. 26. He covereth greedily all the day long. He coveteth greedily all the day long. But the righteous giveth and spareth not. Look at that. It ain't for us just to hold on to it and store it all up. No. It's for us to give. You have what you need. Any extra should be given so someone else can have what they need. Regardless of if they're good, bad, or indifferent, that's not the judgment for you to make. Because for one, we know, all of us that are on this walk, we know where we started from. I don't know anyone who started off anointed straight out the womb, such as John the Baptist. I don't. But hey, maybe some of y'all do, but I don't. 27. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? You see that? The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination, but how much more when his mind ain't right, when his inner man ain't right, when he making that sacrifice? That's to all of us, really. You got to be a cheerful giver unto God. And you're supposed to be giving unto your fellow neighbor as if it were God. Right? 28. A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. Let me read that 28 again. A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. 30. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. I don't care what none of these people telling you. Whoever's plan is. There's no way God's creation can have more wisdom than God, more understanding than God, or take up counsel that God does not know about. Don't fret, y'all. Don't fret. 31, the last and final verse of Proverbs 21. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. So with the world and the climate moving, becoming more of becoming more seeming like we're going to have altercations, we're going to have tough times, we're going to have fights, we're going to have wars. What did that last verse, the first verse told you? That God controls these kings' heart. And the last verse told you that the Lord is safety. When wars happen, when famine happens, when natural disasters happen, the Lord is your safety. He will provide you a way out. It may not be what you want, but you'll be alive and you'll be safe. And you better give him praise, because that's nothing short of a miracle. All love. I hope this Proverbs 21 breakdown, and scripture reading is profitable unto you. In Jesus Christ's mighty name, all love.